Hey, what's up guys, Strict here, and today I have another little look at a BeamNG mod that I was working on. So today I'm going to show you guys how to add custom turn signal sounds to your vehicles. So I'm going to just go ahead and show this off real quick. So here we are in the Bastion. If I turn on the turn signal, that is the turn signal from a Dodge Charger. Functions just as you'd expect. Car turns off, the signal turns off, turn back on, you can hear the chime, and turn signal also plays. Now, we're going to go ahead, hop into the van real quick. So, just like, this is actually a real feature. So basically, we're going to turn on the turn signal, and go ahead and start it up. As you can see, turn signal went silent and only the chime is playing. Surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, but that is actually a real thing that happens in modern vehicles. I'm actually going to show you a clip of that right here in a real car. And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because new signals don't use like a physical relay anymore. But yeah, so that's actually a feature that you can enable, or just go silent and turn on once the chime is done. Yeah, and then just for other demonstrational purposes, here's the T-Series. You can see it's not the one that came with the mod, with the vehicle natively. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the code real quick for... Alright, so like hopping over to my mod, let's say for the van, right? So we got this turn signal script, and basically we got this pause up here. This is what controls, you know, the chime pause, so when it goes silent in order for the chime to play. So if you wanted it to be longer, you would change that. If you wanted it to be shorter, you would change it. And then basically down here we have two sound files. We have the on and the off. So the on is basically like the first click noise, which will play when the light turns on, and then the sound that it makes when the light turns off. So it's actually a very simple script here, and I'm going to be showing you guys basically what changes we need to make to the game in order to bring this in. So for anyone interested in the actual development, continue to watch this. For everyone else, you know, hope you enjoyed this demonstration. These three vehicles that I showed here will have sound effects. If you download the startup Chime Mod, which I previously made a video on. Currently only the Bastion and Van have sound effects, but the T-Series will get it in a future update. I'm not planning on doing all of the vehicles, mostly for the sake of time, but also this kind of script, the way that it has to be implemented, could potentially cause a bunch of just interferences with other mods, and I honestly don't have the time to also make sure it works with every single mod. So yeah, but for anyone interested, I'll be showing you how you can do this to basically any vehicle. Alright, so here we are on the desktop. If you download my Chimes template, which I will be linking in the description, the file that you will need here is the turn signal Lua. And then I also have some samples in here. There's actually going to be a couple more added by the time that this video is done, because the ones that we will be using in this video are actually going to go in here. So we're going to go ahead and grab our Lua script, which I have over here, as well as we need a vehicle to modify. So currently I was working on this one mod, so we're going to go ahead and jump in here. So we're going to need to make a modification to the vehicle's main JBeam. So you're going to want to go into your mods folder and then find your, what is it? It's the interior JBeam. Go ahead and edit that with whatever editor you have. And then you're going to come down here to your soundscape file and find the IND loop 1 and 2. Just completely delete that. You don't need it. Go ahead and save the file and hop in game. As you can see, that's before we reset. If we go ahead and reset, and we turn on the turn signal, and we jump inside, no more sound. Perfect. That's what we want. We can close out our JBeam, or we want to go back to the main directory. So in our art, we'll go into sound, and then in here, just create, you can put it right in here or create a folder. If you're using the Chime mod in here, you're already going to have your chimes. So this already does have a startup chime. And then we're going to go ahead and make our audio files. So when you're grabbing audio samples for this, you're going to want it to be completely quiet. So basically, you don't really want to have engine noise. I wouldn't recommend going off of a YouTube video. If you own the vehicle yourself, I would recommend finding a way. To have complete silence, hold your camera right up to the gauge cluster, and then turn on your hazard lights or something and just give it a couple flashes. I'll go ahead and demonstrate now in a vehicle to show you what to do, and then we'll go ahead and edit the sound file. Alright, so to take your audio clips from a real car, you're going to want to put the car in the accessory mode, make sure your radio's off, and then take your recording device, hold it super close up to your dash, so that when you turn on the lights, you will get a very clear clicking noise. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you this audio clip in the editing software. Alright, so now that you have seen how to do that, we go in here, and here is that sample that I recorded. I would get an audio editor like Audacity, and we'll go ahead and open it. So the reason that you want it to be completely silent is you see these little peaks in the audio. This is your on and off. So here, if I go ahead, just select the whole file and let it play. There's our clicks. So this is important. So you're going to want to know which one is on and off. So this is going to be your on, this is going to be your off click. So we'll go ahead, zoom in. We'll select the audio. Pretty much just only, you want to kind of get it exact. So here is our click. So there we go, that's our click noise. I'm going to go ahead and cut that and open up a new project window. Paste the audio in there. Now, something I would recommend is splitting it to mono, and look up here to see if there's one that's quieter. Since there's not, I'm just going to remove the bottom track, but I usually remove the track that is quietest. And then right there, that is our on. So we're going to go ahead and export that as this. We're just going to call it Jeep _ on and save it. Alright, and then we're going to want to scroll down. You can zoom out a bit. You don't want to go too far. Oh, did I took the wrong one. Wow. Okay, so that's something. Alright, so that was actually the off. Alright, so my bad, that was actually the off. Not like it really makes a difference, you're basically doing the same process for on and off. So now you want to select this section, and that's our on. Go ahead and clear that all out, and then here's your on. So you can see this bottom one is going to be quieter, so we'll go ahead and remove that. And now when it plays, it's even. Alright, perfect. And now this will be saved as Jeep _ on. There we go. So there's that, and then I'm going to go ahead and show with this other example here. This one's obviously a lot easier because it's louder, so there's that. Alright, so here we go. We now have all of our files. So let's go ahead and paste them in here. Perfect. So now we're going to go back into our vehicles, go into our Lua, and this is where we're going to grab our Lua file and paste it in. So here's what our template looks like. So down here, we're going to go ahead and change our directories. This is going to be just whatever your vehicle is called, and then whatever the file is called. So let's start with the Jeep one that we did, which is actually based off of the Camry, but that's okay. I'm actually going to be keeping it as that. So there we go. We have our volume control up here, and like I said, you have the pause delay. Other than configuring your pause delay and saying all your file names and directories, it's basically all you gotta mess with to get it working. So now go and jump in game, turn on the turn signal, and there we go. That right there is our Camry turn signal. Now, let's say we wanted to use the other one. Go ahead and type in generic 6. And there we go. It is just that easy. So we'll go ahead and respawn it. And there we go. That is very loud. So there we go. Modify it. Bring it down to like 1. And that sounds a lot more reasonable. As you can see, turn the wheel. Boom. Turns off. Drive, and boom, there we go. And turn signal on, vehicle off, and back up. There we go. So that right there is how you can implement your own turn signal settings in BeamNG. If you guys found this useful, feel free to like and subscribe. Template will be linked in the description down below so you guys can do this yourself. And yeah, I'll be happy to see what people make out of this, just like I've already seen a lot of people using my Chime script, so that is great. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.